Third graders, what's up? It's Mr. Stanley. How you doing? It's another day of learning subtraction and addition with three-digit numbers. So let's put our math hoodies on and let's get ready to go. So today we're going to take a look at exploring the algorithm for subtraction. Just like a couple days ago when we explored the algorithm for addition, it took a lot of effort for us to figure out how to move tens, ones, and hundreds and keep them in place so that we could do things called regrouping. Well, today we're going to look at the same thing, only in terms of borrowing to have enough to take away. And I'll explain that here in just a few minutes. So today we're going to take a look at more three-digit problems. So we're going to take a look at this very first one together. So I'm going to read it to you, and then we will try to figure out what the problem is asking us to do. So today, let's take a look at number one. Lexi's book has 327 pages. She has read 118 pages so far. How many pages does she still have left to read? So let's take a look at what it is asking us. Well, first of all, we have this girl named Lexi, and she has read 327 pages in the book, and she's read 118 pages so far. I like that, so far. That tells us where she's at. So they want to know, the question is, how many pages does she have left to read? And that word left is really important because usually when we're talking about leftovers, we're trying to find out a difference or a distance between two numbers. So maybe pause the video for a quick second and see if you can come up with an equation or two with a variable of this story problem. Okay, so if you have a couple of equations, maybe you came up with this one. 327 minus 118, and I'm just going to use P for pages. Or maybe you want to think of she is at 118 and she needs to get to how many pages she has left to go to get to 327. So those are some possible equations that you could use to figure this problem out. So today I'm going to let you solve this problem on your own using any strategy that you know how, and pause the video and try that out. And then I'm going to go over some maybe possible ways you probably use to solve either of these two equations. So pause the video and we'll take a look at some strategies. Okay, so here we are. We're back, and we're going to take a look at some possible strategies for today on that particular problem. So one problem that we had or one problem that we could look at would be David's problem. So here's David's constant difference method. And what David did is that he knew that 118 was real close to a friendly number that he knew. So he added 2 to it to get to 120. And because of the constant difference method, we add 2 to each number. And then this equation, 329 minus 120, is easier to solve. So we have 300 minus 100 is 200, 2 minus 2 is 0, or 20 minus 20 is 0, and 9 minus 0 is 9. So David got the correct answer there of 209. Let's take a look at the next one. Here's Lupe's find the difference method. Many students in my class love this method, where they'll take the lower number and try to get to the higher number and find the distance in between. So we add 2 to get to a friendly number, then 80, 100, and then add the rest, which gets Lupe to 209. Let's take a look at the next one. Here's Ryan's negative number method. Not a huge fan of this unless you understand what negative numbers are. So what Ryan did was he took away the 3 and the 1, or the 300 and the 100, I'm sorry, to get to 200. He took away the 20 and the 10 to get to 10. Now, you can't take away 7 from 8, but if you did take away 8 from 7, you would end up with a negative 1. So then you add up all of those numbers, which is 200 plus 10 minus 1, which is 209. That's how to do the negative number method. Then there's the remove method. So you could start with, like we worked on expanded notation the other day, you could start with your hundreds, your tens, and all of your ones, and then basically take away or X out what's left. And that's what Jason did. And here's Sherry's method with the ones. So this is the algorithm for subtraction. And you can't take negative numbers here, or you shouldn't. So you can't take 8 away from 7. So what you have to do is you have to borrow a 10 to make it, take the 10 over to make this a more friendly number to subtract from. So we took a 10 from the 20 here to make it 7, to make the 7 into a 17. So 17 minus 8 is 9. 10 minus 10 is 0. 300 minus 100 is 200. We have 209 pages when we're done. So let's take a look at these two. I'd like for you to choose and solve one or more of the problems below. Try the same thing, circle and underline some of the things that are in this, or write down a couple of equations for this story problem. Keep in mind that these are a distance or difference problems because we're working with subtraction. And try using any of those methods that I mentioned that work for best for you. And that would include the algorithm if you understand how to maybe give it a try. If not, try them on your own or try one of them on your own. And in the next video, we're going to take a look at the actual meaning of the algorithm. Good luck, and I'll see you in the next video.